Namaskar. Have you ever had the experience of being torn or divided by a particular decision? And not only that, because your mind is struggling with a decision, which might be a simple thing, like whether I buy this or whether I buy that, or something more difficult, will I go to this university or that university? These decisions are usually connected to the mundane world. And not only do they, when we have to think about them, not only do they kind of divide us, which is a very uncomfortable situation. You know, if you can't make a decision, part of you feels on one side, part of you feels on the other side, and it's very uncomfortable. And the other aspect of making a mundane decision is that if you can't come to a decision quickly, your mind is dragged down to the mundane level and held there because you haven't resolved it. And that feeling of being stuck in the mundane, especially if you're a spiritual person, is not very comfortable. So being divided and being stuck in the mundane is a very uncomfortable position to be held in. And I'm a Libra by birth, and I have a great difficulty in making lots of decisions, even simple ones. And so I suffer from that. I suffer from feeling torn, and I suffer from, being dragged and held in the mundane level as long as I can't make a decision. The other day I was talking with one of the volunteers, and I can't remember exactly what it was she said, but it was something to the effect that whatever you decide will somehow work out to the best. And I felt an immediate kind of relief when I heard that, and I wondered why, and began thinking about it more, and I've been thinking about it a lot, mainly because I have a particular decision I'm trying to make at the moment. And then I came up with this little mindfulness phrase, which sort of sums it up for me and gives me the ability to think about the decision on a certain level of my mind, using the rational, using the moral element, but at the same time, on another level, still remaining in a spiritual perspective, still being, not having that sense of division going right down into my inner being. And the phrase is, whatever you decide is God, or whatever you choose is God. And I find that helps me just be, not to worry about, what it is. I just feel and understand that it's true. Whether I choose this or whether I choose that or this object or that object, it's all divine. And as long as I can keep that remembrance in my decision-making process, the decision will still have a spiritual element of awareness in it, which will relieve me of that pain of being dragged into the material by getting stuck in the decision. And because it has that element of oneness, this is also God, that is also God, whatever you decide, it's also God. It also means that I don't feel so divided, split in two by my making this decision. So it gave me, for me as a kind of indecisive sort of person, it was an immediate relief and an immediate benefit, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And I found that not only does it give me some relief, but also it enables me to, in a more detached way, use the material or the rational part of my mind to weigh things up and consider things properly. This is this advantage and that is that advantage. And do that without any feeling of pressure, because the pressure comes when you feel discomfort of being undecided. So when that discomfort is taken away, whatever I decide, whatever I choose is God. And whatever I choose is going to be divine and blissful. So the discomfort is removed, and therefore, in a more objective, calm, and detached way, I can weigh up the pros and cons of making the decision. So for me, that's a huge benefit, and I'm hoping that for any of you who also, sometimes feel torn by decisions or dragged into the mundane by, debating over something for a long time, I hope that this will also be some good news. So there it is, a beautiful mindful phrase that will help you make difficult decisions without feeling torn in two or being dragged into the material. Whatever you choose is God. Thank you.